Hey guys, this is Hardik here, your friend, your well-wisher, sharing his life stories and learnings with you so that they can become a part of your life. Guys, today I'm going to share with you a story of my life which taught me the only way to taste success. The story goes right back to the time when I had just finished my schooling and I took admissions into a commerce college. I didn't want to be a commerce student, I wanted to become an engineer. Little did I know what engineering really meant, but I was told by my mom that engineers earn a lot. And during that time, my financial conditions were not that great. My father had a couple of failed businesses, and my mother used to help my father break bread for the house. And we were not so well to do. So earning a lot of money was always something that as a kid I understood was very very important. And maybe that was the reason why I really wanted to be an engineer. Now I had landed in a commerce college. So I was like trying to figure out, okay, what do I do with my life at that time? And I learned that anybody who could assemble computers was also called a computer engineer. And during that time, a lot of people used to buy assembled computers. So I thought I have to learn how to go about assembling a computer, making one, so that I can become an engineer. And becoming an engineer means earning a lot of money. Now, I didn't have the money to learn computer assembly. So, what options did I have? So, the option that I had was to go to my uncle's workshop. My uncle was into electronics and try and learn from him, about computer assembling. So, I would walk after my college for about an hour to reach my uncle's workshop and then try and learn about, PCBs, registers, transistors, and stuff like that. I didn't know that that wasn't required. Just besides my uncle's workshop was a small computer IT institution. So I took that effort to go to my uncle and learn from there, but I realized that wasn't required. So I would go to this computer institution, pick up the computer hardware brochure, read it, and I would know that okay, by reading the brochure I wouldn't understand anything, and so I would just keep it and come out. The computer institution owner, his name was Devang. He thought that I was a kid who was confused on what he wanted to do. So he asked me uh, if I had a confusion, and I said no, I don't. I know what I have to learn, and I told him that I wanted to learn computer hardware. So he pulled a brochure out to me, which I already knew which was that, and he told me the fees and he told me when the batch would start. Um, and I replied to him, "Sir, I don't have the money for this." And he asked, and he told me that okay, you don't have the money, ask your parents. And I said they don't have it either. Um, he didn't know what to say to a child who was saying such a thing. Um, so he asked me, so how can I help you? And every time I walked into the institution, I used to look around and see what was happening. So I knew that anybody who would learn things there would suddenly become a teacher teaching the same thing to other students. So I just out of curiosity asked him, in the attempt to figure out what the next step could be, I asked him if the students become teacher here, and he said yes. And I said, do you pay the teachers? He said yes. And there I had a possible way to move ahead. So I did not hesitate and proposed to this guy, the owner of the institution, that sir, would you be okay if you teach me, and then I would become a teacher and teach the other students, and you don't pay me, instead you recover the money for my course. And he obviously wasn't expecting something like this from a young chap like me. So he laughed. I mean, he smiled. He put a pat on my back and let me go. A couple of days passed by. Then he saw me at my uncle's workshop trying to do things. And he realized that I was I was a relative to somebody who was his neighbor, and he knew my uncle very well. And then he allowed me to do that workshop. So wouldn't I really have taken the step to say what I said? As a child, saying something like that wasn't very normal. But would I not have taken the action to do that, I would have never learned computer assembling. Now, after I learned computer assembling, it wasn't over. I had to train somebody to be able to pay my fees back. And there were not enough inquiries for a batch to be formed. So I had a choice to either go back to my parents and ask them to pay for it, or figure out something by my own self. I chose to do the latter one. I went to my friends, convinced them that computer hardware was the only course that anybody on planet Earth should have done. And I had some sales background, by the way. In my school time, if you guys are from the 90s, you would know this. In my school time, people would go, boys especially, we would WWF wrestling was like the big thing, and we would all collect the postcards of these wrestlers and make an album out of that. As a kid, I wanted to do that, but I didn't have the money to buy these postcards. So what I would do is I would go to these stores, pick up the best postcards that were available, and show it to my friends. And if they would ask me, okay, how much is this for, I would tell them double the price. So some rich friends would pay me double the price, and with what I earn, because half the price, whatever, if it's 2 rupees, then 1 rupee I would spend to buy that postcard and give it to my friend, and the other 1 rupee I would buy a postcard for my own self. So I knew a little bit of sales. I had done it the best way. When if you want it, then you need to go and do something about it. That's the way I learned it. Necessity is the mother of invention, like we say, right? So I did sales to my friends in school and college, and got them to enroll for a computer hardware assembling course. I created a batch and paid for my fee. So this continued, and would I not have taken the action, this would not have happened. So because I learned computer assembling, I got my first customer for computer assembling. Then I went into Hathway, which is to learn networking. I took up that job, and it was a good paying job. It paid me $5,000. But again, that time I had to take a call, because to do that job, I had to give up on my college. And it was a tough decision. So I thought in my head that, hey, you know what, Hardik, if you are supposed to become an engineer, then you need this job. Because this is the career that you want to pursue. Now, if you don't take up this job because you want to finish your college, then you would become a commerce graduate. But what are you going to do with it? Because that's not what you want to do. So I figured out that I could rather do commerce and finish commerce by taking admission in the Mumbai University and do a distance education. And that would allow me to do this job. So I did that. I went for the job, did not really do the college, because I knew passing wasn't a problem. I could pass by studying on the last day. Obviously, that's not the best thing to do if that's what you really want to do in life. So I'm not encouraging you to study on the last day and give your exams. But the message that I'm trying to give you is that I had to make a choice. If that's the path that I wanted to go for, then I had to take a decision and then action towards that path. Then from Hathway, there was a friend of mine who went to a company called CIFI. Now CIFI had wireless networks, and it was considered to be one of the better places to work in. So I went to CIFI. I got rejected in the first round because I could not answer the theoretical question posed to me. 1 month down the line, the HR called me again and said, we have a different position for you. And the position that was offered to me was exactly the same that I was doing at Hathway, with a 500 rupees increment. But I took that because I knew that if I go to CIFI, I will learn far more than what I would learn in Hathway. That was the only way I could grow. So I took that decision, went to CIFI. And in CIFI, my department, none of them wanted to work in nights or in the evening, evening time. And I was okay to do that because in the evening shift would work for me better because I stay in Vasai, and I would beat the traffic that time. I would beat the crowd that time in the local trains, and it worked for me. So I took the night shifts, and in the night shifts there are two things that happen. In the night shifts, if the network is stable, you have free time which you can use to learn things, and you can learn things from your colleagues there who are far more senior than you. And if things are not fine, then you find yourself as the only person there interacting with the best of networking guys in the company, and learn from them. So in both ways it worked for me, and night shifts wasn't a problem at all. So I did that and learned my networking skills. The bottom line of the story that I just shared with you guys is the fact that the only way you can move ahead is by actioning things. I started FX, my current company, which is a consulting firm, in 2009, and since 2009 till date, there have been numerous times when we haven't been successful in building or cracking deals. And every time we haven't been successful, between me and my co-founder Fauzia Sheikh, we've discussed, and we've only reached a point that, hey, you know what, there were things that we did not action. We knew it, we had to, but we just did not action it for whatever reason. Sometimes we just overanalyzed things. We kept thinking of a better option. We kept waiting for things to automatically happen, and all of that led to only one thing: wait. It did not help us move ahead. And every time we took a decision, we moved ahead. Not that we were always successful, but every time we took an action and we moved ahead, even if we failed, we knew, okay, we had two choices. We took a decision, but we took a decision to adopt the wrong choice. Now we know which one is the next choice to make, the right one. And we went with the right one, and we got our learnings, and we moved ahead. The point that I'm trying to make, guys, here is anything that you're stuck with, anything that you really want in life is not going to walk up to you and give itself to you. You got to action it, because action is the only way I know you can go about and taste success, whatever little success. I'm not talking about that success where I became a millionaire or the best guy in the world, because I'm not. But this is a mantra that I have learned with whatever little life lessons that I have to my life, and I have to offer that to you. That every time you take an action, you get a result, and that result is either success by itself, or it's a result that tells you which is the right way to success. And then once you know the right way, you again got to only action. Action, my friend, is the only way I know to taste success. I hope you like today's story. I hope it adds value to you. And if it doesn't add value to you, I hope at least by hearing this story that I had to offer, I become a better friend, or I go a level ahead in becoming your friend at least. If you like this podcast, please share it with anybody who would find this of value. And do let me know, what are the things that you are stuck upon, and what action are you going to take ahead to move your life towards tasting that success. No matter how small, big, medium your challenges are, I encourage you to take action so that you can move ahead to taste success. Until we meet next time, thank you very much and have a good day.